Welcome back to this weekend Showdown, everybody. This is a hot week 20 for everybody. I know you guys have been waiting for week 20. I think every day that passes, you've been wanting more of week 20. And just me tonight, running solo. Wishing everyone was here, but just got to run it through real quick. You know, got to do what you got to do. This week 20, we, as always, is brought to you by Matt Goulas, showdownbot.com, at LNB Showdown Bot on Twitter. Thank you again, Matt. And the reason we are able to produce these cards for you every week, this quickly, every week, is because of Matt. And he's bringing you some weird, interesting cards this week. Again, a little bit of fantasy type of scoring system here, but ideally, like, who's the top guy this week? Coming in with Nicky Lopez. Random card, not a lot of speed. Interesting with the 8 on base. He hasn't been doing that good originally this year, but then his 500 on base this week is a small sample. It boosts him up. He had 8 stolen bases this week for a total of 18 for the season, so he basically doubled up his stolen base for the week. He doesn't get the A speed right now, but he's got the single plus, not a lot of power. Interesting card with a little bit of shortstop help. That's pretty nice. I mean, I don't mind it. It's not bad at all. Next up, Brandon Lowe, my boy. He's on my fantasy team. Loving him. Coming in with the hot power. He's an 8 with 17 power. A lot of double, a lot of single, a lot of walk. Don't really like that. But this week, he has a stolen base, 452 with 3 homers. He has 29 home runs in the season. He's definitely smacking the ball around. It's a pretty decent card. It's not bad for the value. I wish he had a little more power for how much power he's producing this year, but it's a sexy card. The Rays logo with the Devil Ray on his hat, the shades. It's looking good. It's looking real good. Next up, Tyler Naquin. He was at the beginning of the year when he was hot, and he's cooled off tremendously since then. He's only got the 7 on base, but he had 552 on base this week. He's been on fire. He had 9 runs this week, 13 hits, 4 homers, and so he's getting a little bit back, but you know, I just have love from his indoor to park home run. But it's not the best card. 220 seems like a lot, especially when you could have had Brandon Lowe for 290. I think I'd just rather have Brandon Lowe. I don't know why I would rather have Tyler Naquin in that scenario. So, you know, it's up to you guys, but I don't see the value in Naquin here. Then finally, Jose Ramirez is having a great year. Gets a card this year. Big power bat, so he's got 29 home runs as well. He gets the 16 homer on his range. He's got the 15 triple, the third base +3, so he's top tier at third. He's got 12 double, 11 single plus. Ridiculous. Also, weird, no strikeouts on the batter card. Not too many walks here. He goes 345 this week, but he had 3 homers, 7 RBIs, 6 runs, and 2 stolen bases. So a really good card, really nice 400, getting a lot of value, especially that 12 double range. Technically, probably getting on second base with an 11, which I think is huge for a lot of people. So you're definitely wanting to look at this card. If you can sneak up to A speed, it's probably even more better, even better. For him and his card value, though he'll probably jump up a lot in points. Bringing up the shame of the week, which is interesting because his card's not that bad, is Rafael Devers. Another power 8, 14 double, 17 home run. He's got the +2. He also has 29 home runs. He's got 91 RBIs, but this week he goes 1 for 18. And that was a pretty big struggle for him. I know that we're recording right now. He went 2 for 5 tonight, but this doesn't account for that when this is recorded. So great card. It's interesting to see him as the shame of the week this week. You know, should he be? You know, this was the week he had. It is what it is. Bringing up next, we got Mr. Garrett Cole, always a stud. Tier 2 coming in with no doubles, no walks. Don't really like that. I wish which one of those singles was a walk here. Huge strikeout range. Got the 6 IP, which is good. You definitely want, and I think in the 2021 set, you're going to want to have people with at least 6 IP, especially depending on the format that everyone's going with. If they end up going with the 0-1 style and the relievers are a little more expensive, you need to get as much out of your first starting pitchers as you absolutely can. So hopefully you guys can get that as well. Next up, we got Liam Hendriks, always a stud, except random card. Now, this is what I want to talk about today and have you guys talk to me about, is are you picking this guy up? Because all of a sudden, this week, he lets up 3 home runs, Well, I don't know if it was all this week. One of them definitely was this week. I guess they didn't count that for the week. Just outside of last week, he lets up 3 home runs. So therefore, even though he had a great week this week, picks up 2 saves, had no earned runs, has a tremendous tier 1 card with a huge strikeout range. He slides in all of a sudden with that home run, bringing his closer points down, which I know a lot of people in our league like to play with. And what a wild card, getting the tier 1 with the home run in his chart. It boggles the mind a little bit, but I think people are going to love this card. I think they're going to pick up this card a lot. Let me know what you guys think. Are you okay with that? I mean, obviously the value goes down a little bit and the salary, but he's probably definitely worth it in the pickup. Next up, I don't think we've seen Josh Hader this year, but look at that beautiful hair flowing. Now, no doubles with this guy. He's got the tier 2 or tier 1 as well that we just saw. Or was it Liam was a? Oh, Liam was a tier. Oh, tier. He's a tier 0. Sorry. He's a tier 1. Josh Hader is. And no doubles. Big strikeout range. But now this one obviously doesn't have the home run. So now you're getting the extra 60 points. So what do you want more? Do you want the higher point guy with no home runs, 50 more points here, but you're going down a tier? Or do you get Liam Hendriks? I mean, Liam Hendriks seems ridiculous. But it's not like you're going to pitch him extra innings because maybe you'll have extra home run chances. But Josh Hader looks beautiful in this card. Beautiful. Kenley Jensen, I have terrible memories of him when he used to have a home run on his chart and an older card and get lots of home runs for me. Interesting card here. He's got the tier 3, but no singles, no doubles, no homers. So he has all the walks. It's actually a pretty solid card in general. He picks up 4 saves this week, has a 2.25 ERA this week, bringing his ERA down to 2.86 for the season. It's a great card. Not as good as the 2 previous ones we just watched or just looked at, but it is pretty cool to see that, and you're not going to be mad about getting it, especially with the low chance of any extra base hits coming from him. Now, a weird one this week, shame of the week goes to Uzaya Kikuchi, and picking up the tier 3 here with no doubles, but the good thing about this card is the huge ground ball range which he's getting. I just don't think I'm going to spend $460 on this kind of player. I mean, I guess the 1 through 16 is like $330 and 00. So maybe this card, I just feel like I'd rather have a double and give me like a lower salary if I'm going to play this guy. But he got absolutely lit up by the Houston Astros for 7 earned runs in 2.2 innings. So he gets the rough card this week. But you gotta love him. But that, I mean, it's a fast week for me, guys. When I do solo, I do these things hyper fast for you guys. But let me know what your guys' thoughts, especially Liam Hendriks versus Josh Hader, and what your guys' thoughts are there. And then obviously you guys can all hate on anyone else for not being here this week when they should be. Why aren't you guys here? Why aren't you guys here? All right, until next time, it's This Week in Showdown.